Everything changed last Thursday. I read texts that weren't meant for me to read, and our bedroom's quiet was broken by murmurs in the shadows. The life we created together was destroyed by every covert meeting she staged under the pretense of working extra and every lie she murmured in the dark. With a racing heart and eroding trust, I prepare for my confrontation. Tonight the truth will come out and the facade will fall. I am ready to face the woman who betrayed everything we stood for. The truth will be revealed under the harsh lights of confrontation. This is my story. Enjoy watching it. Even wavered. Odd things unseen in our 15 years of marriage raised alarms. Her style changed a lot when the new boss took over at work. Then our home life got much better. She wanted closeness now, which wasn't like her before. She started getting texts at night and stayed late at work more often. She had good reasons for it all, but my jealousy grew. I told the PI to hold off on their findings until they were done. I clung to hope that it was all in my head. 3 months later, the detailed report crushed that hope. There it was. Video, audio, and photos prove my worst fears. I wasted no time. I told Grant, my lawyer, to set up the divorce papers by Wednesday. She didn't know, but I planned to catch her and him on Thursday night. I planned to surprise the infidelity couple. How audacious of her. Of all people, Polly ought to have been more aware. She is aware of my inner self as well as my willpower. She witnessed my financial acumen, my ascent to the top, and my victories over opponents. I now own a sizable portion of a large trucking company, and I'm well liked by union men and drivers alike. I treat them well and have given Polly the best. I've treated her like a queen, something she likely tells her friends and family. Yet for all her love, she risked it all for a brief fling. Why? This question haunts me, even with time running out. Why would she ruin everything we had? Why? It's the question that torments me the most. Polly's actions puzzled me, given her role as a loving mom and wife. She managed our home and worked full-time as an executive assistant at a nearby tech firm. She seemed to have everything under control. In my wildest dreams, I'd never think she would stray. I'm Henry Cooper, Polly's husband of 15 years and dad to our 2 girls who adore me. I fit the role of a strong man, always firm but seeing my wife as the jewel she is. I've got my dad's large build, standing tall at 6'6" and weighing 265 pounds of muscle. I am a gentle giant until pushed. Polly has seen my protective side. A few times when we were out, men couldn't keep their eyes off her long legs, slim waist. Though Polly is aware of my extreme measures to keep her safe, I do not tolerate disrespect. Her affair raises a lot of questions for me. Why jeopardize all we've accomplished? Knowing my intense love and commitment to her, it's a mystery that terrifies me. Thursday was date night. With my man's assistance, I arrived early and made sure we were out of sight, explaining every aspect. A fat tip to the hostess guaranteed they'd be far from prying eyes. My clever wife thought I was out of town, unaware of the trap I'd set. The audio clip showed her eagerness to meet her boss on Thursday night. I was furious. I heard him plan the night, clueless about the storm he would face. Using special software, I watched Polly's chats, catching every single word. Each message made me angrier, especially when he asked to pick her up from our home. My plan was clear. Confront them, cause a scene, and serve to mourn divorce papers. My anger burned, killing any pity I might have felt. Yet I had a nagging doubt. Deep down, I knew Polly loved me and our kids. Still, my need for revenge drowned out any kindness. Some might say to forgive, pointing to our years together and the little affair. But as a proud, jealous man, I couldn't let another man win her heart. My love for her was still there, but her betrayal had stained our bond. With eyes and ears in place, I waited for the right time to act. Thursday night came. Once they were seated, I got ready to strike. I left my car, walked into the restaurant, and smiled at the hostess, trying to stay calm. I looked around and saw them. My heart ached as I watched them. Betrayal mixed with rage when I saw Polly in a stunning dress she never wore for me. Her act fueled my anger. I knew I had to get to the truth. I took a deep breath and moved closer, unnoticed by them. Polly and her boss were lost in each other, unaware of the storm I was about to bring. With precise steps, I closed in on them, my resolve hardening with every step. I sat at their table, unnoticed, until I pulled a chair from another table. Shock and guilt flashed across Polly's face. I spoke to her, trying to sound cheerful, pretending I didn't know what was happening. Polly struggled to stay calm. She introduced me to her date, which only made me angrier. The mask of normality slipped as our showdown began. Polly was slick and quick. I had to give her that. Right then, my drink arrived. I ignored Polly's lies and raised my glass in a planned toast. "Let's toast," I said with a smile, shifting attention from her tricks. "Here's to an interesting night and a new chapter." Turning to her boss, Jasper, I kept acting like I didn't know Polly's game. "Jasper, do you know the secret to Polly and my 15 years of great marriage? It is based on trust and the truth." "Jasper, are you married?" I inquired, anticipating the response from the thorough report. "Yes, happily married for 20 years with 4 wonderful children," Jasper answered. He also discussed honesty and trust. I turned back to Polly and replied, "Great to hear, Jasper. Do you think you agree?" "Yes, darling. Trust and honesty are key in our marriage," Polly said, sounding sure of herself. "You see, Jasper," I continued, taking a slow sip, "our marriage thrives on trust. Trust. As long as Polly is true, she has my full support." Each word was like tightening the noose, ready to expose their affair. "So, how long have you two been dating?" I asked with a grin, waiting for their reaction. Polly's mood flared as she tried to stay calm. She glared at me and said, "Honey, this is just a work meeting. Please don't make a scene and embarrass me in front of my boss. You know me better than that." Her date chimed in, backing her up. "Henry, this is only work," he said in a calm voice. "I had to talk to Polly about some changes. I'm sorry if this looks bad, but my aim is all business." I feigned hurt. "Sorry for the mix-up," I mumbled, acting meek. "So this is just a work dinner? No love stuff?" "That's right, Henry," Polly said, forcing a smile. "Just work. Nothing more." "Quit acting like a kid." I bowed my head and played along. "Sorry," I whispered, trying to hide my anger. "Seeing you in that beautiful dress with this smooth-talking guy, you can see why I might feel a bit iffy," I murmured. Jasper, trying to calm things, offered, "Henry, no need to be sorry. If my wife were in your place, I'd feel the same." As things seemed to cool down, I nodded to the man at the bar holding a thick folder. He walked over and handed me the folder. I spread out the damning photos and looked at Polly. My voice was heavy with pain. "Polly, I love you with all my heart," I said, full of hurt. "But you broke our marriage with your lies. I can't forget what I saw and heard. Thanks for ruining what we had." Polly gasped, her hands flying to her mouth. Jasper, now angry, demanded to know where the photos came from, but I shut him up with a quick command as I laid out the proof. I took a moment to look at each photo, making sharp comments. Polly's tears flowed now, her pleas for mercy falling on deaf ears. I tried to keep our talk quiet, aware of the tables around us. Seeing her fear, Polly reached for hope. "I'm sorry, baby," she begged. "Let's leave and talk. It's not what it looks like. I promise." I gave her a bitter smile, dragging out my words. "Not what it looks like," I echoed slowly. "Are you ready to keep this up? Both of you need to know this. I have hours of proof. Videos, audio, texts, emails, and more. Polly, after seeing those videos, I never thought you could lie so well, but now I see it all." I waved to my friend, nodding for him to explain our plan. I handed Polly the divorce papers. "Polly, our marriage is over," I said, my voice like ice. "You and your lover have killed my love for you. Tonight, you'll sign these papers here at the bar with our notary friend. If you refuse, I'll tell your parents, friends, and worst of all, our kids. I've been fair in this divorce, but our girls will live with me. They need better than a cheating mom." I turned to Jasper, my voice firm and steady. "I suggest you get her to sign. If not, I'll send all the proof to your wife and your bosses at work. Once I'm done, you'll lose your job, and Regina will make sure you're broke for a long time. I'd rather not do that. So make her sign the papers, and then my soon-to-be ex-wife is all yours. I want nothing to do with that cheating woman ever again." My words hung heavy in the air, cutting through Polly's defenses. The thought of losing custody of her girls added more fear to her tear-streaked face. Her boyfriend's panic was clear as day. Polly's begs for mercy echoed with fake promises to change, to explain, to say she still loved me. But I stayed cold, ignoring her cries. I stood up. "I'm going to the men's room," I said. "Those documents had best be signed when I return. If not, brace yourself for an unimaginable horror." When left by herself with her partner, Polly continued to cry and cling to hope despite her mounting terror. Jasper understood how serious this was. He moved quickly. He pleaded Polly just sign them, but request that he keep them for a week. Show him how much you care throughout that time. Promise therapy. Do whatever it takes. Make him wait a week. It's our only shot. "I don't want a divorce," Polly cried, her voice breaking. The end. Trust me, if you get him to wait, you can save this. Think about the kids. You don't want to lose them, do you? He pushed, knowing how serious this was. Her tears fell more freely, and after a few long minutes, I came back. Are they signed yet? I asked, voice sharp. She met my eyes and spoke, her voice full of pain. Honey, I'll do whatever you want, even sign these papers. But please, can you give me just 1 week? 1 week to be with my girls and talk after 15 years? Please give me that much. I sat in silence, thinking about her plea. Even though you deserve nothing from me after what you've done, I'll give you that, I said. Hating every word. You can come home, but you'll stay in one of the guest bedrooms. I don't want you near my bed during this time. Now sign them so I can leave. As she signed the papers, I put them into the folder and stood up to go. Before leaving, I took her hand in mine. Watching this, she smiled until I took off her wedding rings, dropping mine into her wine glass. Her sad face gave me a brief feeling of payback, a hint of the pain she had caused. Turning to Jasper, I gave a final warning. Well, jerk, she's your date now. Do what you want with her, I spat, burning with hate. But know this. You slept with my wife, ruined our marriage, and risked so much, even my kids' love for their mom. Your ass is mine, and I have your balls in my hand. Don't cross me. You're lucky I didn't go through with my first plans for you. This isn't over. You'll hear from me soon, clear? Jasper nodded, scared, as I stood over him, ruining their night. As I began to leave, Polly grabbed my arm, her voice begging, Henry, can I please come home with you? I just want to be with you. Please. I pulled away as if burnt, my hate clear. I have no wish to be near a traitor like you, I said, my scorn plain. You sicken me. I'm ashamed to have been your husband. I was not nice in that moment, but I didn't care. Despite the storm in me, I felt proud I held back my rage. I had given her a week to think. Now we would see what would happen that night. I heard her come home late, slipping into the guest room, a quiet sign of the mess between us. The next morning, as we met in the kitchen, I stayed firm in my wish for payback. Good morning, cheater. I greeted her coldly, my voice full of hate. So how's my cheating wife today? She flinched, eyes fixed on her coffee cup. Honey, we need to talk. She muttered the same old line every cheater uses. Listen, there's nothing to discuss, Polly. I cut in, shutting her down. I know it all. The betrayal, the affair, all the hurtful things you said about me and our marriage. I saw what you did with him, the way you dressed for him. I heard every comparison, every lie, every deceit. You thought I was a fool, and I can't believe you thought you'd get away with it unless there's something I don't know. Nothing left to say. I'm the fool, not you, Polly confessed, tears running down her cheeks. I don't know why I did it. You gave me everything, and I love you. No matter what you saw in those videos, you have to know I never wanted to hurt you. I never wanted you to find out. Exactly my point, Polly, I said, my voice filled with sorrow. You never wanted me to know. You wanted to hide it, to keep lying and sleeping with your lover in secret. That's the heart of it, Polly. I can forgive cheating. We all screw up, but this wasn't a screw-up. You chose this, and you chose to hide it, to lie, cheat, and cover up your affair. I love you, Polly, but as Tina Turner says, what's love got to do with it? My trust is broken, and now I wonder if I ever knew you. How many men have there been? How many times did you come back to our bed after being with him? I'm so sick I can hardly talk. Sobbing now, Polly saw my pain and the weight of her actions. There were no more excuses, only guilt. Okay, I'm guilty, and I hate myself for it. She admitted it. Her voice was thick with guilt. There was never anyone else. No matter what I say, I know you can't forgive me for what I've done, but I don't want us to split. I'll do whatever it takes to stay with you. I think I need help. Maybe we can both go to find out what's wrong with me. Please don't leave me. I paused, thinking about her plea. Polly, you can get help. Do whatever you need and I'll support you, I said at last. But I can't live with someone who could hurt me so deeply. Your actions and words show your true self. I can't see a future with someone who feels that way about me. I know other women out there would love a chance to be with me. You had your chance and you threw it away. Enjoy your week here with the girls. Try to explain why you're leaving. I won't speak badly of you, but you need to tell them why you're going and why. I said it clearly in the divorce papers. I granted you full access to our daughters whenever they are with me. But if you keep behaving badly and set a poor example for them, I'll rethink the terms of your visits. I'll treat you better than you deserve. and help you stay close to our daughters. But I have 2 questions for you before you answer. First, why? Why did you risk everything for this? And second, was it worth it? That Monday, I called Jasper and set a lunch date for Wednesday, convincing him it was crucial. Over lunch, I explained how his actions had hurt my marriage and hinted at what might come next. You're going to pay for Polly's rent and car payments for the next 3 years, I said firmly. Consider this your punishment, Jasper. You got off easy. Even though you hurt me, I still care for my cheating wife. I want her to be fine. You played a part in this mess, so you better do what I ask. This deal will help Polly get back on track when I kick her out. If you don't, I'll make sure you lose your job and that Regina finds out about your affair. Think of it as a lifeline. This is the price for seducing a married woman. You need to learn actions have costs. Why not chase single women instead of breaking up homes? That was a coward's move, Jasper. Epilogue. Though I'm mad and hurt, I made sure to treat Polly well. She can see the kids and we stay polite, but she never won back my trust or respect. Every month, Jasper fulfilled his payments. He was aware of the consequences of not acting. Polly found it difficult to respond to my inquiries. She apologized for her actions and stated that they weren't worthwhile, but she was unable to explain her motivation. She is now living alone. No love, no boyfriend. She bears the cost of her decisions. I could have hurt her more, but losing her family and my love was enough. Even after counseling, Polly couldn't explain her actions. Her best try was, I don't know why it just happened. It wasn't about you or our marriage. I do love you and was happy with our life, but it was new and exciting. I messed up. I couldn't hold back my anger. I asked her, why did you get all dolled up and wear skimpy clothes for him if you were happy? Why do things that you would never do with me with him? It simply took place. Is insufficient. You decided to betray our confidence by dressing to constantly make fun of him. You claim to adore me, though. Perhaps you'll have the courage to speak the truth at some point. You probably owe us this much. For those of us who experienced betrayal, it remains an enigma that defies explanation. I doubt I will ever be able to trust or love another lady after these 2 unfaithful couples. However, I have to accept that. It's a sad fact.